Alvin Bragg probe is a political stunt by George Soros. He also said he would not consider being your vice president in 2024. I want to ask, was that ever an option for you?
No, I never thought of it. I think that we have a lot of great people in the Republican Party. I never thought of it, but, some people every once in a while mention it, but that's about it. No, I think that would be a very unlikely alliance, but, look, I appointed him. He was failing badly in the polls. He was out of politics. He was going to be out of politics, and I endorsed him. And he went from a very small number to a very high number, and he beat the person who happened to be leading, the Secretary of Agriculture. His name was Adam Putnam. And he went out and he beat him only because of my endorsement. Then I got him passed in the general election, somebody that was the star of the Democrats. He turned out to be a crackhead, later on, but they didn't know that at the time. And I had rallies for Ron, and we got him in. And then he, about a couple of years later, they said, will you run against the president, for president? He said, I have no comment. I said, that's not supposed to happen, but that's okay, whatever he wants to do. If you look at his record, he can't win because he voted against Social Security. He voted against everything. I mean, he voted against things that are so important. Medicare, he voted against Medicare. He wanted to raise the age substantially for people getting Social Security. The things that he's voted against are devastating because people don't know this about Ron. Ron was a disciple of Paul Ryan, and Paul Ryan was a loser. You know that. He was a loser in many ways, but he was a guy that, he couldn't get, in Wisconsin, he couldn't get elected dog catcher right now, but he was the disciple of Paul Ryan, and that means, that's a bad person. That's a bad person to be a disciple of.
Well, the infighting has begun. It's kind of tough to watch, I think, for a lot of viewers because I think a lot of people love you both and support you both. But that's politics as we move into primary season here. I want to ask you.
Well, you have to get the word out, though, Rob. And I don't like saying this about another Republican, but you have to. Everyone thought he did great on COVID, but if you look at the list, he did poorly on COVID. He was in the same numbers as New York, a little bit worse than New York. He's bad on education, bad on COVID, bad on many different things that people don't know about. So, as somebody that I feel I'm running against him, even though he hasn't announced, even that, he's supposed to have announced. He's running for president, but he doesn't want to announce.
Yeah.
And, I just assume he's running, and so therefore I attack. But I'm not looking to attack Republicans. I had almost 99%